Welcome back to the Goonverse, everyone. We're going to do player ratings. As you can see, again, slightly making do with what I can because I'm having some camera issues. Yeah, doing my best. I should really be looking directly at the camera. Apologies as well. You know what we're here for? We have the player ratings. You know what I need? All your help doing it. So do get your comments in. Do get your thoughts in with every player. We're going to do the subs as well. And yes, very aware that a lot of you are keeping an eye on the Chelsea game. I know there's only minutes to go in that one. I don't know what's going on. It's just gone to 100 minutes. But, you know, I didn't want to delay going live because then we've got the Liverpool game against Newcastle. So it's a big day of football. Arsenal got a really important win, a 4-0 win against Leeds. They got back to winning ways, and this is going to be a much more positive player ratings than it was post Manchester United. Sorry I wasn't here for Kairat either, some personal issues, but good to be back covering Arsenal. And let's get into the player ratings. Good to see Forder. Good to see a lot of you. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you all. Not sure what this is about, but let me know. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, we did feel like we went 4-4-2 for this game with Havertz maybe a little deeper. Give me your thoughts on that as we go through it. And let's talk player ratings. I'll give you my thoughts, and then you guys can jump in and basically tell me what you agree with, what you don't agree with. We did this for the Man United game. We added this section here. I'm going to sneeze, aren't I? One sec. No, I was going to sneeze and I didn't. And I thought I'll turn the camera off, and then I didn't sneeze. So difficult. Anyway, right, we're back. A lot of you will, ask for this basically, which was a average category as well to make it a little bit easier for, separating the players that you can't say were bad, but you also can't say were, having particularly good games. So we've got that now. Okay. Right. Shall we go into it? Sorry, I'm seeing lots of comments come in. Censored the sneeze. Well, I tried to. There was no sneeze. Anyway, sneeze conversion 0 out of 1. You two, you're all hilarious, man. Okay, cool. So let's do it. David Raya. I'm just going to put him into good. I don't think we can mark him down for the fact that he didn't really have too much to do, but I also don't think there was nothing spectacular about what he did. Distribution, time of distribution, I thought was pretty good. Yeah, I think a good is pretty fair. Seems like a lot of you agree. Right, it's a solid 7. Good distribution. Cool. Glad you all agree. So I think we can move on quite quickly. Now, during Timber, I was caught between average and good. I'm actually going to put him in good. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I thought he was delivering some really good balls into the box today. There was one early in the first half that I thought caused him some problems. There's another that was headed maybe straight to the keeper from Jesus. I thought he looked better in terms of his crossing during Timber. I know he got the yellow card, but, he blocked off the defender and then played well off that after. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. He doesn't do what White does on the overlap. But I do think this was much better from him going forward. I was happy with what I saw from during Timber, from the attacking, from an attacking perspective. Yeah, I agree with this. I thought the cross into Jesus was nice, and a lot of you agree. I don't think he was lucky to avoid a red personally. I don't think I don't think he did enough today to be sent off. So yeah, quite happy with what we got there. Okay, Saliba. Gonna put him in very good. In good. Sorry. Would any of you put him in very good? I thought it was a solid performance from Saliba. I don't think there was much trouble for him. I think Arsenal were pretty in control. I think they were in control from the front of the pitch. I think we really took control with the press and in midfield. So I don't think Saliba had too much to do. So I wouldn't put him in the very good category because I just don't think he was really, asked too many questions. But interestingly, then I think we can go to Gabriel and quite quickly wonder whether he was in good or very good. Now, why would I put him in very good? Let's drop him in good for now. I think the reason I'd put Gabriel maybe one higher, a few of you are saying it, is because I thought his distribution There was one switch of play to Madueke, which was sensational. And I don't know, I just seem to notice him a little bit more. But I don't know if that's just like sometimes there's no bias. There's just you look up at the TV at the wrong time or you catch the right thing. Even though you're watching, you don't really catch every single moment that a player has. But I thought Gabriel, I'm glad a lot of you are agreeing. So, okay, let's do it. Let's move Gabriel up to very good. I'm glad a lot of you are agreeing. Yeah, that pass to Madueke was really good. Very good. But are we giving him this off one pass that we all remember? Or was he genuinely a level above William Saliba in this game? And maybe sometimes that's just the difference. You pull out a moment like that people remember and go, wow, that was class. He was quietly aggressive. Says, yet it is the hat guy. That's a good name. Cool. Own the striker all game. Okay, cool. Brilliant. So I think we can all agree then that Gabriel, can just be a level above the others. I'm okay with that. I do wonder whether Timber and his crossing maybe should put him up a level, but yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, Nkapie. I'm going to put Nkapie in average. I thought it was an average performance from Nkapie, but I see a lot of people getting quite stuck into him with their criticism, which I'm finding a little bit harsh. Oh, wow. Some of you are putting... Oh, this is interesting. Let me just land on Nkapie and then I'll get all your thoughts. I thought Nkapie did fine today. I didn't see much in terms of an overlap. I didn't see much in terms of really supporting the attacks. But I saw someone who was quite steady, was never done defensively. But I didn't feel like he had an impact going forward like Timber necessarily did. But he wasn't sort of outdone in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, it seems like a lot of you agreeing. I don't know if he's good or bad. Average, not good. Defensively good. Agreed, nothing great, but nothing bad. Nkapie, not good with the ball. He was good. Some of you are saying that Timber should have been a level above some of the others. I think I might redo that one. I think I'll see where we land on the others. And then make a decision. Yeah, I agree. Why does everyone take so long on the throne? It's a very, very good question. And we do need Calafiori back. But isn't it funny? I mean, Miles Lewis-Gay didn't even make the matchday squad. I mean, what does that say about the squad depth and the options we've got available? Declan Rice. Declan Rice's crosses were brilliant all day. What would you do with Declan Rice? This is one. I'm going to just stick him in good for now. I'm going to let the audience decide this. Part of me thinks he was quite standard. I'm quite happy to put him in good. But a lot of you are saying brilliant, very good passing today. Rishi Panda saying very good from Rice, solid. Very good passing today. Looked good under pressure. I agree with that. Under pressure, did some very good stuff. Very good, James, driving with the ball. Cool. Then I'll tell you what. I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put Rice with Gabriel, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space to move Timber up. And the reason I'm putting Timber there is just because I think we did just get a little bit more in terms of like quality of crosses into the box, and we've been asking for that. So let's just try and make everyone sit quite neatly. It's very hard to do on this, but there we go. I'm going to move Timber up, and I'm going to agree with Rice being there. That might feel harsh on Saliba. That might feel harsh. I just didn't feel I noticed Saliba, which, by the way, is a good thing. I'm not saying he had a bad game. I'm saying he had a good game. I didn't notice him. Like with Timber, I noticed the balls into the box. With Gabriel, I noticed the distribution and the aggression. With Rice, I noticed some of the drives. And you're all mentioning what he did under pressure. And you're right, I'd forgotten that for a sec. But especially in the first half, there are a couple of great moments. So I'm happy to go with that. And leave it as this, which is put brilliantly here by AFCG, that Saliba kept it simple today. Yeah. Okay, cool. Zubimendi. I thought Zubimendi was very good today, Got the goal. I thought he was brilliant off the ball. His winning back possession, I thought, was terrific. I really liked his goal. I liked the way he attacks the box. I liked some of the touches he took to take us away from defenders. I like that little. Some of you are saying brilliant. Wow, yeah, very good, brilliant, brilliant. Think there's a shout for brilliant. Zubi gets his flowers today. You know what? Yeah, you get a goal. You're making things happen in the final third. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Cool. I'll move him up to brilliant. Yeah, he does. He does have a mad leap, doesn't he? He's just got this ability to just rise above others. I think he stands at 5'10", so he's not the tallest player. But my word, can he just rise above players and read where the ball's going to go? A couple goals from headers he scored for Arsenal. And yeah, there was just little touches and little moments he did that were really, really, really neat. Little passes as well in field. I thought, oh, that was clever. That was intelligent. Slowly, getting it going. Good to see. So well done, Zubimendi. Yeah, happy to put him in the brilliant category. Trossard. I think we've got to be fair, guys, and say that Trossard was quite average today. I don't think he did anything. Am I missing something? Can you tell me if I'm wrong about Trossard? Yeah, he didn't do much. I'm glad a lot of you agreeing. I don't think Trossard did a lot. I think Trossard is starting to enter a patch of form that we have to almost start calling it as it is. Like, are you coming out of that purple patch that you tend to have, once a season? A moment. It was around Christmas time last year. It was around Christmas time this year. It was in the run-in for 23-24. Is he coming out of a bit of a purple patch and actually getting a little bit found out? I hope not. But with Martinelli coming on, making an impact, Eze will always be knocking on that door because of the quality of player he is. This is a very good point, by the way. This is a very good point. You played a brilliant, brilliant pass first time around the corner for Gyökeres, and if Gyökeres scores, which he should, then we're talking about an assist there, and a very good assist at that. It was a great pass. That. To be fair, that was a great pass, but it was just a bit of a moment, wasn't it? I think I'm going to stay average. I don't think I saw enough to put him above that. Yeah, okay. Kai Havertz. No, sorry, Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke. I thought was very good, people. I thought Noni Madueke was very good. Now, maybe I could be convinced to move him up to brilliant. And do you know why? With the time he had on the pitch, every corner into the box was brilliant. He gets the assist. He beats his fullback time and time again. He gets a lovely ball with right foot into the box. I think Madueke. Yeah, no, I'm going to move into brilliant. I thought Madueke was better than Timber and Rice and Gabriel. Yeah, I'm gonna put him as brilliant. Destroyed his fullback, came in last minute because of Saka getting injured, and we didn't lose anything from set pieces. In fact, we scored from it. He's directly involved in 2 of the goals, the Zubimendi and the own goal. He was, yeah, like I said, Madueke is the best at taking on his fullback in our squad. That's no shade to Saka, who's the better player and destroys his fullback often, and overall in every other element of the game is better than Madueke. But I do think it's the one thing Madueke has, that he's got this chaotic nature, and he more often than not finds a way to get past his fullback. And I think he does that better than Martinelli. I think he does it better than Trossard, better than Eze, better than Saka. I just think he's so good at constantly running at the opposition. And I thought today we really benefited from that. And I agree with this comment here. If he can improve his end product, he'll be amazing. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay. That takes us to the front two. And I think it takes us to the bigger question I'm asking, which is basically, is 4-4-2 the answer? Is that where Arsenal go now? I have to be honest. I thought Havertz and Gyökeres up front with Zubimendi and Rice in midfield, and the centre-back partnership we got, the pace of Madueke out wide, Nketiah, Timber as centre-backs at full-back. I think what we basically get is a real platform physically. Like, you're not going to run through this Arsenal team. And I think Arsenal just leaned, almost like, to use a boxing analogy, we just leaned on Leeds till eventually the ball just kind of ended up in the back of the net through, enough field tilt, enough shots, enough putting it into the box, enough, the 4th goal was brilliant and it was playing through the heart of Leeds. But otherwise, it was all wide play and just kind of eventually just getting that ball over the line, over the goal line, because we were just sort of exerting that much physical pressure on Leeds. And I don't think we played like particularly brilliant football. I don't think Kai Havertz and Gyökeres had an amazing understanding. I don't think Havertz was silky and smooth and playing between the lines and making things happen. I don't think that was what we got from Kai. But I think we got just a really functional Arsenal side who knew how to press, knew how to not give away spaces, who looked more settled and kept things simple in possession. And I liked that. And, it was a simple away win. So that's kind of my feeling. I don't want to see this long term. Kai Havertz, I'm going to say, was good. I don't think there was anything special from him, if I'm totally honest. But Gyökeres, I'm going to put in very good. And it is swayed by the goal, if I'm completely honest. It is swayed by the fact he scored. But I also thought some of his hold-up play was really good, Gyökeres, today. There were one or two loose passes and touches for sure. But there was definitely some good hold-up play where he'd win a foul, where he'd be a wall pass for Havertz and other players, where he'd just like look after, turn, and then keep the ball moving. I thought Gyökeres, look, it's probably brilliant if he actually scores the big chance he should. We're saying, look, 2 goals and good hold-up play all round. But he did miss that big chance. But I do think Gyökeres was very good, to be fair, and I'm happy to give him credit for it. 100% hold-up play was improved. Agreed. Good, close to very good. Gyökeres very good, but should have finished that chance. I agree. Gyökeres was very good. First half, yep. Cool. I think we're all agreeing on that, which is great. So then that brings us to the subs and gives us a little time to just do some super chats. Martinelli, I think you've got to say very good, haven't you? Comes on, adds, we weren't missing Madueke once Martinelli came on, and Madueke was having a really good game. So that says a lot. And I just thought he looked really lively, really sprightly. That ball into the box with his left foot is brilliant, but also the run he makes to get there is really, really good. So yeah, I thought Martinelli just a really, really, really solid. No, it's a very good performance, but just like solid in the sense of you come off the bench against a stretched Leeds side who are probably trying to find a goal and a way back in, and you're going from one end of the pitch to the other very quickly. You're putting balls into the box with the left foot with a degree of quality. It's just solid work. But, ultimately the output and everything is very good because of the quality of the left-footed delivery, of the pace he showed to keep that ball alive. And, I've been on Martinelli. I've been more critical of him this year, having defended him in 23-24, defending him in 24-25. I've been much more critical of him this season. But fair play. Like, that's a really good cameo. And then he gets his goal in the week, and he's doing a lot of great work. When he's coming on off the bench, he is capturing the attitude, I think, that Arteta wants, which is go and make a difference. Go and give me in 20-30 minutes a reason to start you the next week. And Martinelli does that, and I really, really like it. And the way Trossard's performing, it wouldn't surprise if Martinelli did get his place back in the near future. Martin Odegaard. Do you know, I thought Martin Odegaard was good, people. I thought he was good. Played a lovely ball to Martinelli for that second goal. And I also liked a couple of times he actually did drop into midfield and spray a few passes first time to Rice, keep things moving. He rolled it into Jesus. I don't think you can credit him with an assist for that because it's Jesus who's done all the work. But I thought Odegaard did well, and I'm happy to say he was good. I don't think he was. A lot of you are saying very good. I'm not sure I'm there. I think he lost the ball a few times, was a little weak in possession a few times, but it was a good cameo. He did some nice stuff. So I'm happy to stick him as good. Okay, that brings us to Jesus, who I think you got to say very good. I think you got to, I'm going to say very good, but I think I'm tempted to move Jesus up to brilliant, but I'm going to say very good because the goal is essentially brilliant. The goal in itself is brilliant. I think he should do better with the header. I don't think it's a case of our keeper's made a great save. I think that should have been a better finish. And same with Gyökeres. Both Jesus and Gyökeres scored, but I also think they both could have had 2 goals. But he makes things happen, doesn't he, Jesus? He comes on the pitch and things just happen when he's on. Good to see him scoring and scoring a very good goal at that. Eze. Average, right? We didn't really see anything, did we? And Calafiori, probably the same. I thought he did well with the goal. But I don't really think they had much time to sort of do much more than we saw. So, yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that for the player rankings. There we go. So Zubimendi and Madueke, brilliant on the day. With Gabriel, Timber, Rice, Gyökeres, Martin, and Jesus, very good. Raya, Saliba, Havertz, Erdegaard, all good. Nkapie, Trossard, Eze, and Calafiori, average. Yeah, no one was not great. No one was poor on the day. I've got no sort of complaints about any performances. You know, you go away to Leeds in the Premier League, you win 4-0, you're totally unbothered by what they've done and what they've thrown at you. You know, I thought this was one of the easier, if not the easiest performance and game we've had all season. I have to say, I thought Arsenal were very, very comfortable. I really did watch this game in second gear. I mean, as a fan, I was just kind of like, I was at no point was I nervous or tense, which I should be for a game that mattered a lot. It was really important. But I think that's just because of the confidence that was instilled in me by the team. I think the team just quite quickly had an assertiveness and an aggression that just kind of eased the game, grabbed them control, and the ball just fell into the back of the net enough times. I know it sounds like I'm discrediting the quality of the players. We're not trying to, but I just mean that we weren't creating chances at will because of free-flowing, great attacking, penetrative football. We just leaned on Leeds enough, if you know what I'm trying to say. We just had enough field tilt, control, possession, shots, all that for us to work the keeper. They didn't defend particularly well, and ultimately we were dominant and got a result that reflected that. James, do you think Spurs will get something tomorrow? I actually don't, if I'm honest. I actually think City are going to nick this one. I think they'll work hard. I think, you know, there'll be a moment of hope in the game, but I think City are going to take the points. Sorry, just joined, says Axial Point. But have you considered 3-2-3-2? In possession, you could have something like that. Would that work? 3-2. In possession, you could have something like that, but I mean, out of possession, I'm not sure you could, but I think that's called the teams in history have played that, if I'm counting that correctly. Yeah, I think so. ETAFC, our defenders were really locked in today. Gabby and Saliba played with intent. Whenever the right back went up the pitch, the left back stayed, and vice versa. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not going to read it out, but very funny. Thank you for your super chat. Okay, I think we're going to... I did say the same about United. I did. You're right. So hopefully that proves the same. Okay, I think we're going to leave it there, people. I know that's a quicker player ratings than usual, only about 22 minutes, but yeah, with the Newcastle Liverpool game starting soon, don't have too much to say on the players. Thought just put them in a position and give a little line on each. I don't think there was anything massively to break down. I think the 4-4-2, I don't think it's the answer, but I think it gives us a different way, and I don't think Leeds would have prepared for that. They'd have prepared for Marino or Eze or Erdegaard, and even if it was Havertz, maybe him playing a bit deeper, but I felt that he was quite close to Gyökeres at times today. So, yeah, I'm not sure it's the answer long term, but it was good to see Arsenal do something different. James, in America, we have something called the Ewing theory. If you look it up for more thorough explanation, but the team essentially improves without their best player. Oh, interesting. I think we're a better team with Saka, but interesting thought. Big thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you all very soon.